It took them until the second half to find the third goal. Jill Rord again set up by Lauren Hemp. And then a hat-trick completed by Bunny Shaw. Again a Lauren Hemp assist. And the Blues had the points. In truth, they were rarely troubled at the other end of the pitch. It was a comfortable win. The final score here at the Etihad Stadium. City 4, Spurs 0. Well, let's go back to the studio and we can join Chris.
Thank you, Ali. Yes, this is the Matchday Live full-time show and all celebs on the field. No such thing as a sure thing in football, but there is such a thing as a bunny sure thing when Manchester City play Tottenham Hotspur. Poor old Spurs just do not know how to keep her contained. A third hat-trick for Bunny Shaw and a hat-trick of assists for that woman in the centre of your screen, Lauren Hemp. The official player of the match went to Bunny. Karen Bardsley has hot-footed it from the commentary box to join us, and Tash Harding is with us as well. I would argue that Lauren was equally as in contention for that player of the match award, Karen. She was brilliant with those two assists.
She was absolutely phenomenal, wasn't she? I think, you know, in terms of being able to go against the flow of a defender and create space for herself to be able to get those crosses into the box, but the consistency of, you know, Bunny Shaw and being able to put them away is ultimately going to be what people judge the game on, isn't it? So you can see that maybe the goals...
and without her, the game is much
exactly. But no, you know, it just goes to show that Lauren Hemp is a massive contributor and she's been phenomenal this season so far.
Yeah, running out of superlatives for Bunny Shaw.
Just, yeah, first player. 3 hat-tricks against the same team.
3 hat-tricks against the same team, and she's now gone past Viv Miedemar as the most hat-tricks in WSL. She got her 6th tonight.
And we spoke about, before the game, didn't we, about headed goals. You give her that opportunity. She's one of the best at it. And she's, I just don't know. I think we'll keep running out of things to say about her, but we'll continue to talk about her, but I'm not sure we've got any more words left.
These are great scenes of celebrations. The huddle just off-centre of the centre circle for Manchester City. There's Lauren Hemp with those 3 assists tonight. Gracie Pryor next to her, who didn't get off the bench today, but Lily Murphy came off the bench, replacing Bunny Shaw, actually, and went close to scoring a 5th goal for City late on. A 250th win of the professional era for Manchester City women. That's pretty remarkable.
That's
considering
epic.
You were there at the genesis of all this.
Yeah, I started it. No.
The OG. We talked about you being the OG.
No, it's amazing just to see how far this team's come. You know, like obviously the 10 years last year of when the professional iteration of Manchester City women started. And it's incredible to see kind of how far we've come. But yeah, seeing that name at the top of the table and seeing that goal difference marginally close a little bit more puts a smile on my face.
Yeah, the sign there just put a smile on my face as well. Teamwork makes the dream work. Are they talking about the City team or us in the studio?
Us, gotta be us. Oh.
It's class. I mean, you can see the unity of this City team. You mentioned top of the league, 4 points clear as of now. Chelsea do have 2 games in hand, but it's all about, surely, at any stage of the season, having those points on the board.
Yeah, and I think Chelsea would agree. We would both agree is you'd rather be the one probably just setting the stall all the time than, you know, we saw at the end of last season that City became the chasers, or the ones they were being chased by Chelsea and then fell at the last hurdle. So for me, it's just concentrate on your own game, get the points on the board and just continue to grind out results, because winning matters.
Interesting point that Tash makes about City have experienced what it's like to be chased, and last season they didn't get it done. How much will they benefit from having lived that experience?
Yeah, I mean, they'll all admit that, you know, they won't be thinking about it too much, but deep down, like, that really, really hurt. I remember seeing everyone kind of crouch down the final whistle at Villa Park last year, and the devastation of when they came in at halftime knowing that, you know, really Man United had basically thrown it away at Old Trafford. And that will be spurring them on, like, no pun intended, but they all want to do so well. Obviously, they've got the Champions League now, and this team is absolutely stacked full of talent. And I think to know and to see how well they performed against teams like Barcelona has given them that belief that we spoke about at the top of the show about what they can actually achieve. And I think they know they're good enough, and I know that they've got something special with an absolutely, you know, stacked squad top to bottom that can actually do something special. And it just feels like this is the season because there's so many other things that are in flux with the league as well. So it's for me, it's prime time.
Yeah, prime time. I'm just having a little look out the window here. Loads of fans have stayed behind to try and maybe get an autograph or get a glimpse of their City players that are still out on the field, still celebrating that big win over Tottenham Hotspur tonight. 4-0. Who was it that predicted a 4-0 win tonight?
It wasn't me.
Definitely wasn't you. Just saying. More importantly, though, than me getting my predictions right, is it's a win, it's 3 points. Confidence for Chiara Keating in goal. Another clean sheet win, a second in a row for her with the gloves with Yamashita on the bench tonight.
Yeah, I thought she didn't put a foot wrong tonight. I mean, don't get me wrong, she didn't have a whole lot to do, but the things that she did do, she did very well, you know, taking a cross, you know, through a lot of traffic in the box. I mean, very tidy in the way she was handling. I think her distribution looked very confident. She was supporting the back four in a high start position, so Gareth's going to have a tough decision to make when Yamashita's back fit.
Which way do you think he goes on that decision?
I don't know.
Put you on the spot.
I mean, they've got obviously Hammarby midweek as well, you know, and then Chelsea at the weekend. So I don't know if there's going to be much rotation because probably not a whole lot of time to do it. Fingers crossed everyone just comes through the week fit. And that's a job for him. You know, I don't get paid the big bucks.
No, you don't. But the other thing is with the multi-competitions that City are in is the opportunity you could say, right, you have a go there and you have a go there and you keep everyone happy.
Yeah, that's probably I think pre-planned. I know in teams that I played in the past, goalkeepers played the cup games. Another goalkeeper has played the league games. I think it's similar to what City men do at the minute, with Edison playing league games, Ortega plays Champions League or cup games. But I don't know. I think it's interesting. Like KB says, she's come in, she's got 2 clean sheets, 2 wins, hasn't really put a foot wrong. So how would you justify?
The thing that's difficult is, right, it's Crystal Palace and Spurs, you know, and then you combine them to the teams that you're going to face, the likes of a champion from Sweden, you know, and Hammarby, and the likes of Chelsea. So
from England.
The likelihood of like that switching is potentially high. I would imagine we might see Chiara play midweek and then Yamashita come back in towards the weekend. But who's to say? Like it's up to the boss to make that decision.
Yeah, one player that we've almost completely overlooked is Jill Roord, who scored again, and the goal was just supreme. The build-up play from Lauren Hemp first, and then the first touch shimmy out of her feet, and the whipped finish into the top corner. It was just obscene.
Yeah, near post finish. I think she got a lot of pace. I think if KB's the expert, if I was to beat you near post, it'd probably have to be high and fast.
Yeah, I would say...
You'd never beat me near post.
And this is tough, isn't it? And this is what, you know, to your point, Chris, around how good Jill Roord is she would have understood that the goalkeeper would have been set in that moment, and to unset the goalkeeper and move them again, you know, by taking that touch across her body, put it on the left foot, would have meant that she would have had to readjust. And that's just the class of a player like Jill Roord. And yeah, you can only do so much. If you get beat for pace, you get beat for height.
Yeah, and Lauren Hemp with the hat-trick of assists. Which was your favourite of the 3 assists tonight? It was difficult to pick. I think the creativity for that Jill Roord goal was so neat because she was almost fouled in the build-up.
Quite like the last
Still managed
one,
to offset the ball.
I like the shaped cross across the 6-yard box because that detail of, you know,
is that Bunny?
Look at me gesticulating. Yeah, the way she shaped it was away from the goalkeeper. You know, the defenders were all exactly. So it eliminated the defender, and then it was just like a tap home, which is still difficult to execute.
It looks easy, but to get to that point.
Could the defenders have done better on that cross, or is it because of the angle that she's whipped it at, it makes it difficult?
It's hard to say. If the 2 centre backs drop in a little bit and provide a bit more shape, perhaps one of them could cut it out. But that's
I think
the beauty of the run from, wasn't it Oba Fujino as well that was in there that kind of like occupied the centre backs. So it's a tough one.
I think the cross is that good and so much pace, and like KB says, where it's shaped, any defender that tries to block that cross, that goes in.
Yeah.
So they're all just running towards their own goal. It's in the 6-yard box. It's an area where the goalkeeper doesn't want to come to.
So they think, I'm going to let it go rather than me definitely steer it into my net.
So for me, I thought that was the best.
It's so
assist,
hard. Yeah. You're facing your own goal. You're trying to defend. Anything can happen.
Talked about how good Lauren Hemp was with the 3 assists. She also came close twice to scoring, once with the same chance. Came close twice. She hit the inside of both posts. I don't think I've ever seen that, and the ball came out. And another one that was really well saved by Becky Spencer as well. She's walking off thinking, one, I can't believe I'm not player of the match, and 2, I can't believe I've not scored a goal.
Human. Yeah, I love the one that hit both posts. I just think, like, especially her reaction. She was in just disbelief, and I'm sure she swore under her breath as well. Which
it wasn't under her breath. We got.
Oh no, you did get it.
Yeah.
Well done, Lauren. No, I think that one was it was just so fun to see. I'd never actually seen anything like that myself, but yeah, she was outstanding tonight.
Both
I think
corners.
Yeah.
No, she was great. But let's just hope she's on an assist bonus, I think.
You know what?
Yeah, definitely negotiate one with the next contract.
Yeah, exactly. I think who we need to mention as well is Jess Park, in terms of the way she was picking up the ball, kind of in and around the midfield, driving with it, trying to, again, entice players out of their block. Because we saw, didn't we, after, how long was it into the first half, where Spurs really kind of tightened the ranks, didn't they? And just thought, well, we're going to fill these passing lanes here. And you need someone to be able to unlock it and pick the defense with a dribble here and there. So I thought she did well.
A lot of unselfish work tonight. She was, like KB said, where she was driving, it allows other people to move and to probably pick up pockets that she would have been
just creates more options.
Yeah, so I thought, she did really well tonight.
Yeah, really, really well. So just to round off the WSL from tonight, City beating Tottenham by 4-0 moves them 4 points clear of Chelsea. Chelsea got the 2 games in hand. They go to Liverpool this weekend. They lost to Liverpool in that fixture last season. And Arsenal have done a real job on Brighton tonight, 5-0.
Wow.
They've beaten them. A big statement against a team that looked like they were inching ahead of Arsenal after their troubles in the early part of this season. But Arsenal have moved within 1 point of them. Arsenal 4th. Brighton are 3rd. Now, Karen, you touched on the 2 big games coming down the track. First up, Champions League Tuesday here at the Joy Stadium against Hammarby, and then Chelsea coming down the track next weekend. You and me are doing that one, although I think we need to have a look at our diaries. We thought it was on Sunday, didn't we? But it's on Saturday. We'll start with Hammarby. What will City come up against on Tuesday night, Karen?
I spent some time playing in Sweden a couple of years back in 2012, I believe, and it's a physical league. Teams are technical, but I would say the physicality is probably what gets them through. So they'll be well organized, very disciplined. I'm pretty sure Julie Blackstad's actually at Hammarby, who used to be with us. She's a great defender, very athletic. So I'd imagine it's going to be a difficult game. It won't be any sort of pushover like perhaps what we've seen in the past in the early stages. So, yeah, I imagine it's going to be a very competitive game.
More of the same from City? Different opponents, different competition, but expect to see what we've seen tonight?
Yeah, I think they'll just continue to drive on, not probably change too many things. He might probably change 1 or 2 personnel, like Karen's already alluded to, but for me, I think it's just about foot on the gas and just continue to do the things that are working, because it's obviously working pretty well at the minute.
It certainly is. I think it's obviously a big weekend in the shape of the WSL, with Chelsea going to Liverpool, but then next week, Chelsea against Manchester City. It feels like it's an early season shaper.
Yeah, it's a huge game, isn't it? Anytime you play Chelsea, especially Chelsea away. Like in the past, we've struggled there a little bit, haven't we? So to get a result would be amazing. I think if you look at the the schedule before the season, you'd probably be happy with a draw away. But not these girls. They'll be wanting to go there and get all 3 points. So, in terms of goal difference, it won't happen, obviously, at that game. It's going to be really tight, I imagine. But it'll be quite a show of the technical brilliance and tactical, mastery between the 2 managers and all the players on the pitch. So it's going to be an exciting game.
The other thing to say is that if Chelsea beat Liverpool this weekend, they go back within 1 point. But then if City were to get all 3 next week, there would only be 1 game in hand, 4 points clear. That'd be such a statement.
Yeah, but I mean, we can't...
I'm getting carried away?
Yeah.
It would be great, wouldn't it?
Come on,
sure.
it'd be great. Beat them 5-0.
I just think it's a game that's probably not going to have too much effect on probably the end goal, because I think it's such an early game and such an early clash between the 2 of them. And I think they both are performing really well. So I agree with what Karen said. I think it's going to be a really, really good game, hopefully, one that we'll enjoy more.
I think what we needed to keep doing is just make sure we beat all the teams around us as well, and the ones maybe that a mid-table might play a bit more difficult in terms of like a low block and try to be really disruptive. Like those are the games that we really have to make sure that we take care of. The ones at the top of the table, like I said, you obviously want to win, but you know that they're going to be more challenging.
Yeah.
Going to need a big squad. Depth in the squad as well. If you're going to go deep in multiple competitions, which City, we know, will hope to do this season, going so well in the Champions League, so well in the WSL. And some of the subs tonight made it look like, OK, there's some good depth there. We already knew about that. But Lily Murphy came on, still yet to score for City, but she's coming close.
Yeah, no, she's great in terms of like her intensity, and the desire to get forward.
Yeah.
You know, she's quick, absolutely rapid, and I don't think we even saw her get anywhere near full pace tonight. And you could still see like she's growing into a player that is still trying to understand the system, still trying to understand kind of the technical and tactical aspects of what she is required to deliver. And the pace of playing at this level is obviously different as well. So getting used to that, but it's exciting what is ahead of her. But then Laura Coombs, a player that was a consistent name on the team sheet last year, Chloe Kelly, etc. Like getting some minutes, getting back into the flow of things. But yeah, it's a good problem to have. Like Gareth Taylor told you not too long ago.
Nice problem to have. Nice problem to have, to be top of the WSL. 4-point cushion to Chelsea. You've got those 2 games in hand, of course. Now, I need to remind you, don't forget, get the app. On the app, City app, you'll get all of the commentaries. And if you haven't got City Plus yet, if you're a member, it's just 30 quid a year, $4.99 a month, or if you're not a member, £34 for the year. And there's so much great stuff on there. Full match replays, player interviews, the official City podcast, classic archive matches, maybe even matches featuring these two. Maybe. I can't swear to it. I can't swear to it.
How far are you going?
There's brilliant documentaries as well. Our next Match Day Live is actually tomorrow. And if you've enjoyed the show, great, because it's me again with Manchester City's men away at Brighton. If you haven't enjoyed the show, I'm sorry, it's me again tomorrow, Brighton against Manchester City's men, and hopefully this awful run that the City men have been on can come to an abrupt and swift end tomorrow with 3 points. I'm just going to end with a final thought, and it's something that we saw earlier on. Bunny Shaw, we asked her anything at half-time, and I said to you, what one question would you ask Bunny? Can you remember what it was?
Yeah, what motivates her? Is it team accolades, individual accolades?
Are you asking me what I think she said?
That's what I.
Oh, right.
No,
okay.
that's what I
Sure,
would ask her. What is your motivation?
What do you think she would say?
Well, she's won all the individual awards, hasn't she? But is that still a drive? That still could be a drive of hers.
I don't know. Yeah, she's so intrinsically driven to just be a better version of herself every single day. Do you know
both.
what I mean?
She could just do both.
Maybe she just really likes football. Don't know.
Yeah.
What one question would you ask Bunny?
What would I ask her? Probably something off.
I was going to say it's going to be out there.
Yeah, I don't. It probably wouldn't be related to football. It'd just be like, what's your favorite reality TV show or something? Don't know what she'd say. No, I think to be honest, it would be like, what element of your game do you think you can improve next?
God,
I think that would be what I would ask her.
Just keep getting better and better and better. So tomorrow's Match Day Live is Brighton against Manchester City. It's me with Nikki Weaver and Andy Morrison. For now, from me, Chris Latchem, from Tash Harding, from Karen Bardsley, we're going to say a big good night, but we're going to leave you with that brilliant VT after Bunny Shaw fired City to a 4-0 win over Tottenham, 4 points clear at the WSL. Bunny Shaw, ask me anything. Good night.
As a group, we always believe in ourselves and we always know what we were capable of. So that journey and our performance at the World Cup is definitely will stay with me for a very long time. Hi, Bunny Shaw here, and this is my Ask Me Anything. What's the one food that everyone should try at least once, in your opinion? One, I would probably say Jamaican jerk chicken. What do you like to do to unwind after training or match days? I think after training and on match days, I spend most of the time talking to my friends and family from back home because it's a long distance and the time difference is pretty big. So whenever I get the chance to speak to my family and friends from back home, for the most part, that's what my days consist of. How did it feel to represent Jamaica at the World Cup last year? I would definitely say that's one of my favorite memories, and it'll probably be one of my favorite for a very long time because of what we had to go through to get to the World Cup, and what we managed to achieve by getting out of the group that a lot of people didn't think possible, but as a group we always believe in ourselves and we always know what we were capable of. So that journey and our performance at the World Cup is definitely will stay with me for a very long time. Who was the inspiration behind the time celebration against Brighton? I would just say there's no inspiration. It's just something that pops up in my head every time I score a goal, apart from when Chloe decides what we're going to do before games. But yeah, I think most of my celebration is just something that comes natural and what I feel in the moment. What would you say your biggest achievement as a footballer is? I have a few. One of them is getting to the round of 16 with my national team, as I said previously. And the other one would be nominated for the Ballon d'Or. What do you hope to achieve within the next 5 years? I would probably say just being the best that I can be personally and achieving as much as I can individually and collectively with my team. How excited, I guess this means how excited I am that Jill is back. Yeah, I'm very, very excited. I think the beginning of last year, everyone saw what she was capable of, and I think her injury was very unfortunate towards the back end of last season. But lucky enough, I was here with her for parts of the summer, and I saw how hard she grinded to get back to this level that she is now. And yeah, I would just say it's a credit to her and her mindset of, you know, wanting to be back for the season, and she managed to achieve that. But yeah, I'm definitely delighted to have her back, and hopefully, you know, when we get the chance to play together fully again, we can have that momentum.